Okay, so I am making my way to a boss fight right now. Sigurd the Stag Lord. He's been fucking me up for quite a while. So I have gone away, I have come back, I'm prepared. My stuff is upgraded, I have loads of health items, I've got better weapons, better armor. I'm going to fuck him up. Just you watch. Also, welcome back to Crimson Desert. I figured, I did want to make more videos on this other than that first episode that I made. I just didn't feel like doing a full whole series because, for one, that would take up so much storage considering how long this game is. But it would also, it would be 100 or hundreds of episodes long. And, I know some people probably would watch that. But I didn't really feel like making 100 episodes of Crimson Desert, even if it was second channel uploads. I just want to do sort of smaller little bite-sized bits, and I figured, oh fuck, don't get back on the horse. And I figured it's also kind of an excuse for me to just sort of sit around and talk about things for a while, Oh, fucking hell. I thought that dude definitely hit me. I don't really know how he didn't, to be honest. Damn, you suck. Also, I don't want that equipped. I want my longsword. My longsword is the sword that I've upgraded a lot. It does I think when I first got it, it did 16 damage or something, and now it's doing 24. So you can imagine that that's a pretty decent boost. It's not, as powerful as it could be, but it is a lot better than my other weapons, which is exactly what I wanted. But yeah, so I've been, I've put about almost 27 hours into this game now. I am, as you can see, much better kitted out than, the first episode. But that's what we like to see, I'm kitted out, I'm geared up. I wouldn't say much further along in the story, I've just done a lot of things. But again, like I said, because this game is so massive, even when you've done a lot of things, you've still not done that much. But, yeah, I discovered this guy a while ago from a mission chain. Oh my god, I can't speak. Yeah, and he fucked me up quite a lot. Goodbye. Yep, whatever you say, dear man. I am really struggling right now. I'm losing my head right now, Oh man, you guys almost got me, you almost had me. To be fair though, this boss fight is dope as fuck. I've done a few other boss fights, and they're really cinematic. They're so cool. What's up, asshole?
Another scavenger here to pick at the bones of my kingdom.
Uh-huh.
A petty thief has but one fate.
And my fate is taking your head off.
And merciless. Come forth. I shall slay you myself.
Whatever you say, big dog. Goddamn. Oh shit. That wasn't a thing the first time. It didn't auto-equip the weapon that you were using before the cutscene. That's a nice change. Oh. Damn, I dodged that. I didn't even mean to. That's really how much you suck? Uh-huh. How do I... Oh yeah, that's how. Yeah, so I've also upgraded my bow a lot and gotten some more skills, so I can do that focused shot that you just saw, which does so much damage. As you can tell, that first phase already done. That first phase would usually take me like 5 minutes.
Coveting the royal coffers.
Oh, damn. That was some good damage.
Such is the punishment for treason.
Ow.
King's fury
Bitch.
is fiercer than 1,000 spears.
Oh, fuck. My bad.
I'll tear your limbs and hang them above the castle gate.
Okay, okay. We ball, we ball. Oh, shit. I thought I dodged that. Come on, Sigurd. Put up a fight like a real man. You suck. Damn. That was pretty sick, dude. I can't lie. Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
King does not die.
Uh-huh. Whatever you say, buddy.
I am the Stag Lord. King.
There we go.
Eternal.
Oh, Eternal, you say. Eternal's gonna be a short-lived time for you, buddy.
I will witness you
Oh, shit. Fuck.
from atop my throne.
You keep telling yourself that.
It's time for me.
Come on, stop being a pussy. Oh, shit.
Sleep now in everlasting night.
Ouch.
Persistent rats.
You suck. Come on, just a few more hits, Sigurd. There you go. God damn. And there we go. The Stag Lord is defeated.
This cannot be. Do not weep for me, my subjects. Have no fear.
Oh,
I shall not fade.
bit of lag, bit of performance issues there, my goodness. What the fuck is going on? And there we go. And we got a shield. Can't really complain about that, can you? Is it any better than my current one? Probably not. Ooh, fuck, it is. Ooh, it does attack speed as well. Attack speed and defense. Yeah, I'll take that. Look how fucking badass I look. Oh, is this another teleporty point? Oh, I hope so. Let's go, let's go. Yeah, so that's one of the patches that happened recently. Or not one of the patches. As part of the patch notes for the most recent update is we've been given more teleport points around the map, which is phenomenal, honestly. That honestly might be another one. Let's go find out as well. Though don't climb the tree. You don't need to climb the tree, Cliff. Okay. So, I'm gonna do some bits and bobs, but sort of the secondary main reason that I wanted to make this video is, like I said, about sort of using this series and this game as sort of just like an excuse to talk about things, because it's so long and, you know, it doesn't matter. Reasoning doesn't matter. I'm going to talk about things. That's all you need to know. I need to talk about Project Hail Mary. I saw the movie 2 days ago. It's fucking phenomenal. It is so good. I know by this point in time, you'll have heard loads of people say this and singing its praises and whatever, but I need to pile on top because it is fucking great. It is easily one of the best movies I've ever seen. Like, not just from a story perspective, although the story is absolutely phenomenal, but just from a filmmaking perspective. Like, everything was great. The acting, the cinematography, the music, like the CGI, the practical elements. Just from a filmmaking perspective, it is so beautiful. It's so gorgeous. I want to do some faction quests. I've heard that you should really do these. What have we got? Rescue civilians. There's a horseback. There's a noble on horseback. Master Trainer's Touch. Fuck it, let's do that. Yeah, it's great. If you haven't seen it, you need to watch it. Like, I stop watching this video because I will talk about. I'm going to talk about spoilers. I'm going to talk about a lot, but just go watch it. It is Oscar worthy. You know, like it could win Best Motion Picture. You know, it could win. Ryan Gosling could easily win Best Actor. Like, cinematography, score, whatever. It deserves all of the Oscars, and it would be disappointing if it doesn't get anything in this year's Oscars. I know we've just technically had this year's Oscars, but you know what I'm talking about. It just go and watch it. Do yourself a favor and watch it. So yeah, I read the book before seeing the movie. I got the book at Christmas last year, 2025 Christmas, obviously. And I read that. I finished the book the night before I went to go watch the movie, which I think was perfect timing, and I wouldn't have it any other way. But yes, I read the book. The book was fucking great as well. If you've not read the book, read the book. It's so, like, sometimes you can just get away with just watching the movie instead of needing to read the book.
Hello to you.
You don't need to read the book for Project Hail Mary, of course, but it would be worth doing that too. There is so much extra added context that you get when you read the book before watching the movie, and it makes it an incredible movie watching experience. It sort of heightens the experience of it a little bit. But yeah, so I read the book. The book was great. The book was really, really, really good. Andy Weir is a phenomenal writer, and I've heard that they also want to make a movie of his third book, which I think is called Artemis, which I've not read, but I do plan on reading, because I'm a massive fan of Andy Weir. But yeah, it was great. The book made me cry when I watched it. Sort of half happy, half sad. Mostly happy, because it was a really good ending. It was a really sweet ending, and it felt like a proper conclusion, I think. Like, I've heard people say, "Oh, look, he's chopping down a tree. Look at him go. Oh, good job, buddy." I've seen people say that the ending to the book isn't that great, and I would have to completely disagree with that, because it is great. It's phenomenal. It feels like a good conclusion, a proper ending. Yeah, and the movie, outside of being an incredible movie, is also a really good adaptation of that book. Really, really good. There's so much. Like, the more I was reading the book, the more I was just thinking, oh God, how are they going to do this? How are they going to do this? But they do it, you know, they succeed really, really well. And there's a lot of stuff that they cut out. There's a few things that they cut out that I'll get to that I wish they didn't. But there's a few things that they cut out or just sped up that they kind of had to. Like, I don't think they could have made the movie as good as it was without changing the pacing of it. But that also goes for things they changed. There's a...
fine beast you ride.
I'm not riding a beast, you fucking
Care to
pillock.
test it against mine?
Yeah, all right. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's horse racing. I don't need a description for that. Yeah. What was I saying? Oh yeah, a good adaptation. It was a great adaptation. There was some stuff that they cut completely or changed that I wish they didn't. But for the most part, everything that was removed or changed for pacing was great. Was a really good idea to remove or change. But I'm gonna, if you don't want spoilers
Let us race
for
to
the
House
movie
of
or the
Healing.
book, I would recommend you stop watching this video now, because I'm going to talk about some heavy spoilers. So for starters, there's this really brief moment in the movie where Rocky and Grace are eating together, and Rocky calls Grace disgusting when he eats. He says the way that Grace eats is disgusting, and when Grace asks, you know, he retorts, he says, oh, well, what's it like when you eat then? And Rocky says it's beautiful, and he shows him. That happens very differently in the book. Iridians consider eating like sort of they consider it embarrassing, and they consider it disgusting. So, oh my god, he gave me 5 silver. Thank you very much. Yeah, so when they eat, they do it in solitude. They cut themselves off completely from one another so they can eat, because the way that they eat, as depicted in the book, is that they lay on their back and a massive like pit opens up in their abdomen, and then they put the food in, and you know, it does whatever, because they don't have a digestive tract, so they just put it like, they essentially stick it directly into their stomach. And it does, I mean, you know, listening to that is horrifying and disgusting. But it's a much bigger thing in the book. It's a much bigger, like, point of congestion for Grace and Rocky, because Grace wants to watch him eat, because he wants to learn all about Iridian biology, and Rocky's like, no, absolutely not. You cannot watch me eat. And it takes a lot of convincing from Grace for Rocky to let him see him eat. So, you know, there's some stuff like that. There's also something that they removed that I'm also aware that there's a director's cut of the movie that is almost 4 hours long, which I'm going to go ahead and say, give us that. Like, for the love of God, please give us the director's cut. And this next thing I'm about to mention, I'm sure would be in the director's cut, because it is a massive part of the book, which is flame. What the fuck is this? Oh, that's the slaves. It's during. This is before the Hail Mary is launched, and they're trying to think of ways to keep the sun from dying before they launch the Hail Mary project to go up and figure out what's going on. They bring in this climatologist who does come up with a solution, but that solution is to nuke the ice caps in where it is, Antarctica or whatever. It's to nuke the ice caps, and by doing so, it will release a shit ton of methane into the air, which will counteract the temperature that they lose from the sun dimming. But obviously, being a climatologist and being, you know, like a big pacifist, this dude is like, you know, he wants to protect the earth, and he, you know, his job is to, you know, come up with sustainable solutions to stop climate change and all that sort of thing. And by doing this, by nuking the ice caps, it would not only raise the sea level and kill, you know, countless amounts of species, but it would worsen global warming. So it becomes this massive thing of this. It becomes this massive moral dilemma. You know, they know they need to do it in order for the world to survive, but it's a really heavy-hitting emotional moment. And when they do it, this guy just breaks down into tears, and he just breaks down. He just collapses because he can't believe that he had to do that. So there was that was completely left out of the movie, which I hope is in the director's cut, because it is a massive emotional point of the book. What else was there? There was a little bit.
A message for you from Lord Alfonso.
You what? I'm speaking to you. I thought I was speaking to one of these geezers over here. Yeah, there's a little moment right at the start of the movie when Grace wakes up. He starts. He immediately goes through his stuff and his crew's stuff, his passed away crew members' stuff, to just search for things, and he finds the Russian lady's vodka and, you know, starts drinking it and has, you know, a party trying to numb the fact that he's in space and probably going to die. That does not happen in the books until way later on, and it's not because of sorrow, it's because he celebrates when he discovers the Talmiba and the you know, they can save Earth. So he's like, oh my god, I'll crack open the vodka as celebration. You know, so there's tiny little bits like that some of them are sort of like, oh, why did you change that? But some of them are like, yeah, you know what, fair enough. Which is, I mean, you know, that's the whole point of an adaptation, is to adapt the source material, and the movie was the way of adapting the book. So, you know, things are going to be a bit different, and I'm sure Andy Weir had a bunch of input in that and figured, oh, if I was to do this again, or wait, why did that guy give me money? I don't know. He probably thought, oh, if I was to do this again, maybe I'd cut this or I'd change this or whatever. Because, I mean, you know, I wouldn't call myself a writer, but I've also heard, hold on, this is a bit of a side note. How do I've heard that there's a gold bar you can get from the fireplace. And I would like to know how. Gold bar acquired. Yeah, baby. Oh, shit. Don't mind me. I'm just gonna get out of here. I'm gonna get out of your hair. Don't even worry. I've forgotten what I was saying. I forgot the last thing I said. Oh, yeah, Andy Weir changing stuff and things. I do the same when I write scripts for my... Oh, fuck off. How am I in jail? Fuck you. Oh, that's fine, whatever. Yeah, I do the same with my scripts. You know, after I write a script, I think about it for a long time. Fort Anvil has been blockaded by bleed bandits. Okay, do I still have my gold bar, though? I do. It sells for 190 silver. Goodness me. That respawns, by the way, for the people watching this. You can go get that gold bar. I don't know how long it takes to respawn, but it does. You can get loads and loads of gold bars. Anyway, I do the same with my scripts. I finish them and then think about them for ages. And, you know, I'll read them back after I finish the video and think, oh, I could have changed that, or I could have written this differently, or whatever. I mean, that's nowhere near on the same level as writing a book, because, you know, you're telling an actual story that you've made up. But I understand the thought process of that. But yeah, it's absolutely perfect, I think. I'm trying to think if there's anything that they changed or didn't include that I'm upset about, other than the New
He's been
King.
dodging me.
Oh, they do.
Maybe he'll listen to you.
In the book, there is there's a much bigger emphasis on
Welcome. Looks like you've had a long day.
the crew being able to pick the way they want to die, because obviously they're going on this
Good from the gallows.
this suicide mission that they'll never come back from, and they have a lot of food that they can use after the mission's over that would allow them to stay alive for I think it was a couple years or a couple months. Anyway, obviously better than starving to death is being able to pick the way that you want to go, and that's a bigger emotional beat in the book as well, which I wish they kept. And again, it's probably in the director's cut, and I really hope it is, because it is a really emotional moment, because they all have to tell Grace the way they want to be, the way they want to die, and obviously Grace has to take on that emotional toll of having that conversation. And it's also
Who would have thought
the way one of
the
them
innkeeper said
would
to you?
like to
Persistent
die
on that one.
is nitrogen poisoning,
I never said I wouldn't pay her
which
back.
is completely painless. You
Fine.
literally
Here's what I owe.
just breathe it in until you
I
pass
just want
out,
it over and done with.
and then you just never wake up again. But anyway, that's in the book, and I mean, yes, I think technically in the movie as well, they just don't explicitly say it. In the book, that is the reason that they can save the planet. So Yao, the guy who wanted to die from nitrogen poisoning, gets his nitrogen, and it's on the ship, and there's loads and loads of it. There's tanks of nitrogen, and the nitrogen in the end becomes the thing that can save Earth, because they make the Talmiba resistant to nitrogen, which means that they can survive Earth's atmosphere, or no, Venus's atmosphere, which means they can eat all the astrophage.
Hope you stop by
So-
again soon.
That's a thing that is never really explicitly mentioned, and I feel like probably should have been. But on the other hand,
Way out of it, did he?
it's not completely necessary, because when it happens in the movie, you're just kind of like, yeah, well, you know, of course he would have nitrogen. That's a really common element that a scientist would have. So you're just like, yeah, of course he has it in the lab. There's a lot of other little bits, and there's a lot of different changes. They changed the ending a slight bit, which I think sort of does and doesn't work. In the book, when Grace wakes up on Erid, or not wakes up, but when he from our perspective, he wakes up and he goes on to describe how it's been almost 20 years since he arrived on Erid, and now he's an older man, and the higher gravity has made his bones all fucked up, and you know, that sort of stuff. So, oh shit, I can buy recipes from here now. So I think
Hope you stop by again soon.
that's sort of another split thing for me. I think it would have been cool to have a time skip like that to show how much time he's spent on Erid, because again, that's got more reason in the book, because he's such a loner. Like, his character is such a loner. He doesn't have any friends. He doesn't have a girlfriend because he's terrified of getting his heart broken. You know, that sort of stuff. He's a massive coward, and he's completely alone. And arriving on Erid and living there for so long, he doesn't want to leave, because from his perspective, you know, living on Erid is better. He's got friends. He's got Rocky. You know, he's still a teacher, and he's surrounded by ridiculously intelligent life. So it's just better for him.
To the scenery and stand as a symbol of fortune and prosperity. Two birds with
So
one
yeah, I
stone,
think
as they
that
say.
might have been a better way to do that, to keep that completely the same, but I'm not a filmmaker, you know. So I don't know the reasoning behind it, and the reasoning might have been great. I wouldn't know. Yeah, so I mean, I could probably continue to yap for ages because there's more that I could say, but I don't want to make this video super long. I wanted to talk about it. I wanted to get my views and my thoughts out there. I loved it. I think it was incredible. I think it was one of the best films I've ever seen. I think it's probably the best, or one of the best films of the year, at least so far. Yeah, there we go. Like I said when I started talking about this, if you've not seen it, go and see it. It's so worth it. I can guarantee you it's worth the trip to the cinema to see, and worth the cost of the tickets, no matter where you live, no matter how expensive the cinema is. Also, go and see it in IMAX. Do yourself that favor and go and see it in IMAX, because that's a whole experience in itself,
If you grow up hungry, you never.
Well, there we go.
stop thinking of food.
That's all I really want to say. I know this isn't really an episode of this game, but I think this is what I'm going to do with this game. I'm going to use it as my yap thing. I'm going to use it as my B-roll for my yap. As well as, I will continue to make videos and stuff on it, like probably just regular ones. But, yeah, that's that. Well, as always, if you enjoyed, hit the like button, leave a comment, talk about Hail Mary in the comments if you've seen it, or if you haven't seen it. Just discuss, and I will join in discussions because I love it, and any further reason for me to interact with Hail Mary related things, I will take. So, anyway, thank you for listening to me yap. Goodbye.